Good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, 7:55 a.m. Eastern Time. You guys know that I'm based in Miami. March 21. Guys, let's forget about options because I know the majority doesn't look, the Greeks. The options Greeks as I look. So let's work with graphic right now, okay? And let me start with the text, the Nasdaq. A lot of people saying Nasdaq is resilient, blah 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 blah. I really want to show you guys the setup. Okay. This is the monthly graph. This is a monthly graph. You see that the already Nasdaq suffered a lot. This is a Fibonacci that I try to project bottom. So far my bottom will be the back test at the WMA 400. Could you go there? Yes. Could you not go there? Of course. That's Fibonacci is just a projection, right? But what is the setup? And then we compare with SP 500, and also we can compare also with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is poor tech. Okay, so what tech is doing is what other index already did. The text is trying to backtest the EMA, sorry, not the EMA, the Bollinger Band middle line. That's, the orange line, that I'm highlighting right now. That nowadays is around 13,342. So that's my setup, I start to short SP 500 again. Yesterday I told you guys, look, the option book is supportive for the uptrend. First of all, we close above 3,950. That's the first gamma wall. Now the magneto is 4K. So if I'm looking for at least 6% upside, in Nasdaq, because we talk about 3,342, maybe why not, SP 500 is also, walk 6%. I'm not telling that we'll go there, but the setup is to backtest at least, the Bollinger Band middle line region. Don't need to go to 3,342 because as soon as you start to drop, we'll see the Bollinger Bands, adapting for the trend. Okay? But I'm expecting, to be flat now, not more, a huge drop. Could you see a huge drop? Of course we could. You need to monitor the options. But I'm expecting to see euphoria at least up to the end of the month. Why? We clean it up. Okay, we clean it up all the puts. Market will be full of calls, and everybody, of course, will start to talk like Bitcoin, $1 million. SP 500 like 5K, 6K. I want to see euphoria. But my setup for Nasdaq is to test, the Bollinger Band middle line region. If you go to SP 500 and just move to the monthly graph, you guys will realize that that's a very, very huge resistance. See, every time that we saw SP 100 back test the middle line of the Bollinger Band, we see almost like a little crash. Nah? Here, another one, and here, right? Observe, the pattern, especially how the Bollinger Band, the middle line is pointed to north, not to south, right? So that's a huge resistance. You already realize that we saw this pattern in SP 500, and especially as soon as you backtest, you will see, like I like to call the bearish needle, when the three EMAs pass inside in a candle in the follow order: EMA 20, blue line, EMA 8, green line in the middle, and EMA 3, red line at the bottom. As soon as you see, those lines pass inside the candle in a bearish needle, the trends to go down. Okay, so we didn't make this formation so far in Nasdaq, but we start to do it. See, Nasdaq is going to backtest EMA 20 monthly graph blue line, and now we can go a little bit further and try to backtest middle line of bullion band. Per my math, 6.2% upside. Okay. Also, if you check Bitcoin, let me put here Bitcoin. And we change for monthly graph. That's the same pattern. So I'm looking, that we don't need to go up to there, but we need to close this month above EMA 20. Okay, so why? Because we formed the bearish needle inside the candle. But the Bitcoin also has the same setup as Nasdaq, because both drop a lot, Bitcoin crashed. And we didn't see, a melt up to backtest the middle line and to form the sell sign. To give us the sell sign, the 3 EMAs passing inside in the monthly candle. That's a very strong sell sign. It's because that I told you guys, why not Bitcoin to backtest 32, 33? If we see accumulation at 28, that's fine. If you close the month, around 28, that's fine, because we close a little bit above or at the top of the EMA 20. So it's already refreshing, so you guys see the resistance and now the supports, right? So the first resistance, 28,897. That's the resistance. If we backtest, we don't need to basically go further there. But if we go a little bit and try to backtest the region, or we start to consolidate in this region and close in the region, very close at the EMA 20, or at the EMA 20, we form the sell sign that you want. And then we could see a crash next month. Okay, I'm not counting a crash because I'm not a maker, but the setup tech Bitcoin is to crash. Okay, because they are very sensitive to yields, dollar, and higher rates. Okay, the new propaganda is that Fed will stop rates right now, or even raise 25 BPS and come like dovish saying that they will stop too high. That's the new propaganda. Our CTAs are telling that. Bill Alcan is asking. A lot of people are already asking. Federal Reserve to please stop to raise highs because they need to see their portfolio green. 99% of the portfolio managers, the CTAs, are with their portfolio red. Okay? So they are asked support from the Federal Reserve. Hope you guys understand that. If you ask me my humble opinion, if they, cut rates, stop to raise rates right now, I tell you the guys that in my humble opinion, that's not. What? A lot of people also ask me, but that's election year. Usually in the election year, we see markets going up. That's a propaganda, to re-elect the president. But in another hand, if your market crash, you can blame the last government. Especially because the last government print a lot of money and support Obama to generate this inflation that you are seeing right now. That's my contrapoint regarding markets going up in the election year. Because if you crash, we can blame somebody else. Okay? That's a good point, right? Second point is the last year of Jay Powell. You can blame him as well. Gotcha? And the third and most important point. Back in 2008, after the Lehman Brothers, bankrupted, insolvency, the big banks was forced to buy those assets. Bank of America was forced to buy Mellon. JP Morgan was forced to buy somebody else. I don't remember who JP Morgan bought. But, they bought, all the banks that suffered insolvency in that time. Right? And consequently, they support the treasury because they was forced to buy bonds, treasuries. So Bank of America bought the notes, 10, 20, and 30 years notes, and JP Morgan, if I'm not wrong, they bought the bills, 6, 2, 3, 5, up to 5 years, bills. Since then, you guys have been seeing the yields just spiking. What's happening with the face bond value? Dropping. So their HQLA have been dropping every time. They are in the all-time highs, but they have loss, not profits, because the yield is going up. So if the Federal Reserve start to cut rates, the yields again we start to going up, and their bonds value start to going down again. Consequently, will fuck those big banks up, and the insolvency problem could you be getting worse. A lot of people also ask me, the central banks are in a major effort to run swaps. Why they are running swaps? And a lot of people, they inject liquidity. No, they are not injecting liquidity. They are injecting liquidity, in Forex, because they know that, the dollar will skyrocket. Why? Because no rates pause. So they will drain, the Federal Reserve will drain liquidity from the economy. Consequently, they are putting liquidity in Forex. Otherwise, all other countries could be bankrupted. The entire country, the entire financial system. So don't interpret that the swaps is bullish. It's totally bearish. Why? Because they will drain liquidity from economy. They are borrowing now cheaper money, but they will receive a very expensive dollar. Basically, that's the milkshake theory. A lot of people that have been looking graph, Fractal, for example, is looking, it's going, the ball will be much, and then you skyrocket like 10,000%. Those people are totally lost because they don't understand how the basic of the economy function and how central banks is trying to hold the economy in a good shape. Because you guys have been seeing the numbers showing that we are in a bad shape. We are not in a recession yet. We could enter in a technical recession, and maybe the next president will be fucked up. And also, we could see a global recession right now and be a big crash, as Ray Dalio is saying. What's happening nowadays? I went to my accountant, and he said, Fabio, 90% of my clients is coming with some problems with debt. They are not able to pay their cars. They are not able to pay their credit cards. So what is happening? What the credit cards have been doing? They are sending 1099 forms to their customers, and they are saying, okay, I know that you're not me, pay me out. So you receive this as income. So pay your tax. So instead of to pay like 4K balance, they have been paying $800 to IRS because they received, for example, 4,000 as income because they didn't pay the card. So my accountant said, Fabio, 90% of the retail, the regular person that are my clients have this issue. All orders is regarding cars. And I told him, next step is going to the real estate. As soon as you go to the real estate, everything crash. Because that's the biggest, oldest, and more solid market. Guys, I finished by now. I show you guys the setup about the Bitcoin and the Nasdaq. Okay? I want you to see Euphoria. I told you guys yesterday, don't short. I know that a lot of people short at 3,909. Okay? I know because I saw the open group. Hope you guys work with stop. I told you guys that the options showing the trend, the uptrend is supposed to be is being supportive. So we keep going up. Okay? Now it's patience. To short market, short something, now is patience. This is a squeeze. Okay? That's a squeeze that brings consequently euphoria to retail. When markets go up straight, faster and furious, it's poor squeeze. That's not a bull run. Take care, guys.